Hi there, I'm Richard Groner, and I am your instructor for COM 101, Fundamentals of Public Speaking. So welcome to class. I wanted to put hopefully a short video together to kind of give you an idea of what you can expect in the class and kind of talk a little bit about navigating the class and some other important things that you need to know. This is an online class, so we are doing everything through Ivy Learn Canvas, and that means that you'll have to record your speeches on a video and submit videos. So there's some things that you need to understand up front, and even though it is online, it's not one of those situations where there won't be any interaction with the instructor. I went and got my master's degree entirely online, and I had a couple of classes where I really wasn't sure if there was a person on the other end as an instructor or what there was, because there was very little, if any, interaction with them. And I ended up really a couple of times not being happy with classes because I didn't feel like there was anybody there. I felt like I was teaching myself. And this isn't going to be that kind of a situation. You'll have the content that's already loaded into Ivy Learn Canvas. There will be what I call quick tips. I will put videos up, short videos about maybe one particular topic that we're looking at any particular week. You'll have 2 or 3 probably quick tip videos every week. We're going to start off doing live sessions, at least making them available for you so that you can have interaction with the instructor and ask questions in a live format. And that'll include some lecture as well. Those will be available. They'll be recorded and available through Zoom links, and you'll be able to watch them later if you can't, schedule doesn't allow you to attend a live one. And I can go in later and see if anybody's watching them, how long they watch them, that kind of thing. And if it looks like it's something that is benefiting people in the class, then I'll continue doing it. It's something I've been doing since, when we started doing virtual classes at the beginning of the pandemic. I started doing the Zoom recordings, and some classes like it, some classes don't. So we'll just kind of see how that goes. But there'll be a lot of opportunity to interact. I also do virtual office hours. So just like if you were on campus, your instructor has on-campus office hours. I have that as well. But when I have my office hours, I also have a Zoom window open on my computer so that you can come in through the Zoom link that'll be on the login page. And if you've got questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to go over, we'll be able to do it just as if you were on campus in my office. So that's kind of a nice thing. I want to point out right off the bat, this is a 16-week class. This course was built for an 8-week class. So you're going to see that it's built into 8 modules. We're going to do 2 weeks per module. So the class isn't structured quite for a 16-week format. So what I have done is I'm changing the login page every day. Or every week. If you've done anything with Ivy Tech before, or you've dealt much with Canvas, there's usually a login page with all the little module links. And my cat's walking across the screen now. I don't do that because I always forgot what week we were in a regular setup, in an 8-week setup. And in this particular format, it's, okay, are we in week 1, module 1, or week 1, module 2, or, what are we doing right now, and where do we need to be? So to make things easier, every week I will change the login page, and the links to what you need to cover for that particular week will be at the bottom. And there will be a video that talks about what we need to cover and that kind of thing. So I think it's been very beneficial in the past, and I think it will be beneficial for you as well. So one of the things I definitely want to point out is when you click on modules over on the left-hand column, there are a whole bunch of modules that come up, and one of them is resources, and you'll want to click on that, and below it will be course resources, and it'll open up all these things that help you understand certain things about the course, how to do your speeches, how to record and submit speeches, and a lot of other helpful hints as well. You want to open that, and in particular pay attention to the document that says guidelines for recording and submitting speeches, because there's a very unique way that we record and submit speeches in this class. You will record your speech on a video. You are required to have an audience, and it's talked about both in the syllabus. I encourage you to read that too, and the guidelines. So you need 6 adults, 16 years of age or older in your audience, and you will pan the audience with your camera, turn it around on you, do your speech, turn it back around and show your audience all in one take. And failure to do it that way will result in a fail for that particular assignment. So you definitely want to follow those guidelines. And it talks about things you want to pay attention to when you're making your video. Make sure that you go back and watch your video before you submit it, so you don't submit yourself sideways and upside down. I've had students submit themselves. The video wasn't there, but the audio was. All kinds of weird things happen, and those guidelines will help you get the right kind of submission. The other reason you want to follow those guidelines is we use the Google Drive, the Ivy Tech Google Drive, which was an automatic thing you got when you became an Ivy Tech student. And it's very important that all of your videos go into the Ivy Tech Google Drive, because part of the course assignments are you're going to view other classmates' speeches and grade them just like I do. And you're going to have to watch yourself and grade yourself. And that only works when you follow the guidelines. There's also in the guideline document another video of me walking through the process of submitting a speech. So it's pretty cut and dried. It's pretty clear. Most students get through it the first time with no issues. If we have problems coming up with it, we can talk through virtual office hours, or I can set something up and we can figure out what's going on there. But that has to be done that way so that all of the assignments work like they're supposed to. I also want to remind you that Ivy Tech's running a schedule where the week begins on Wednesday and ends on Tuesday. So all of your assignments are going to be due at 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday night every single week. And they're already, all the due dates are loaded for all the assignments in Canvas. So you can go in and look at the bottom of the syllabus. It'll list the whole calendar of all of the assignments and when they're due, and they're grouped by due date. You can also look over on the column of the calendar over on the left or the right-hand side, as well as going into assignments or modules, and that'll tell you the due dates as well. Since we are a 16-week class, we will be having spring break. This class's spring break will match the statewide Ivy Tech spring break, which is March 17th to March 22nd. There'll be no assignments due there. If you happen to be going to a different school and your spring break is at a different time, I'm sorry. You're going to be responsible for assignments during your spring break unless it's March 17th to March 22, which is when ours is. All the other assignments are set, and you need to follow that, but that 1 week we will not have any assignments, we won't have any classes, I won't post anything. It'll be as though class is just on hold. Also, I'm going to hold a live session on Friday, January 21st at 10 a.m. And there'll be a login link on the login page for Zoom to come in. If you want to participate in a live session, you can. I'll go over some things about the class, and I'll talk about some of the material that's covered in the first week. I will also record it. It's not a required thing that you have to do. It's there for a convenience for you. It will be recorded. A link will be provided onto the login page, and there's also an assignment page for this as well, so that you can go in and watch it later. And it just gives you an opportunity to get some interaction with the instructor and to get, you know, an idea of how the class works and that kind of thing. And then, as I said earlier, if I see that a lot of people are watching it and I get feedback that, hey, this is helpful, I'll continue doing those maybe every week or every other week as we go through the course. And the textbook for this class is built into Canvas. So each module has the reading that you need for that particular module already built in it. All you have to do is click on it and it's there. There is sadly no hard copy of the book. We are using a complete digital book for this. So if you want a hard copy, you would almost have to download the chapters and print them off yourself, or I think there is a link in there for the whole textbook. But I'll warn you, if you want to print that, it's about 500-600 pages long. So it's a lot of printing. But the book is provided for free, so you don't have to, there's no extra payment or anything for that. My Zoom office hours, as I said, I will be available on Zoom Monday and Wednesdays from 2 to 4, and the link will be on the login page. It will always be there. All you do, if you want to ask me a question or talk to me about something, click on that link. It'll pop you into the Zoom room where I am, and we can go over whatever you want to go over. And I found that to be very helpful. Usually my online students use it more than face-to-face students in campus use office hours when I'm actually there. And other than that, if you have an issue and you can't make it to the office hours, email me. Email is my #1 way to get a hold of me. It's listed in the syllabus. It's also listed in instructor information. I check my email when we're in session. So for the next 16 weeks, I will check my email when I first get up, right before I go to bed, and I check it probably every 3 or 4 hours during the day, and that includes the weekend. So if you've got a question on Saturday, shoot me an email and ask me a question. The other thing that I can do is, if my office hours don't work for you and we need to talk about something, send me an email, tell me when you would like to talk, and as long as I don't have a class already scheduled, I'll talk to you. I mean, if it's, the only time you can talk to me is 2:30 in the morning on a Tuesday, then I'll get up at 2:30 in the morning and we'll do a Zoom meeting and get whatever you need to talk about resolved, and then we can go on. So I'm trying to be very available. And I think that's all I had for right now. In the first live session, I'll walk through Zoom. I'll walk through the course a little bit more and how to navigate it. And the first week is not too bad anyway. You've only got one assignment. It's a discussion board. And we'll talk about speech anxiety and some of the other things that early on happen with a speech class. And then we'll move on from there. So again, welcome to the class. I'm glad to have you here. And I'm looking forward to a good 16 weeks. I've gotten some really interesting topics for speeches, and you'll pick your topics for all your speeches. So be thinking, what do I want to talk about? Because you'll have a lot of opportunities to do that going forward. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.